Hello everyone!
Today is hair change day. I get to change my color finally.
I know, I'm lucky I got to do mine last week. So whether you like it or not, the 90s are coming back. Bangs, what's coming up? Well, I guess we can tell them.
We are going to be doing chunky highlights. I know, the day of balayage and ombre, guys, it's on its last leg. We're going to be doing a lot more of it still, just because, you know, it's going to take some time for change to happen. But when you think about it, I've been doing an ombre, like I did an ombre 8 years ago even, and that was when it was really like edgy and new. So today we're taking a step back into time and we're going into chunky lights.
Yes. So stay tuned. We're going to do, it's almost like regular highlights, but we're going to do, the 90s are coming back, but not the way they were done before, because they were not really pretty before. The 90s are coming back with a modern, pretty spin. So we're going to be doing a very different foil placement. Yes. I think the colors decided are like as white of a blonde as we can get, and a level 3.
I'm going to do a 4.
A 4.
Yeah, I'm going to do a 4. And it's going to be, this is very important, because when you're doing chunky highlights, you don't want it to look stripy. That's the key. You don't want it to look stripy, but you want to see those definite color pieces, white pieces, dark pieces. So your foil pattern is very, very important.
Mm-hmm. And we all remember what we used to do. Like in the 90s, we had that like X-Men hair with the blonde right here, or like stripes like this. That's not happening today. So stay tuned. Be right back. Okay, so here we have her all sectioned out. We have a circle up top, so I'm just going to spin her as her head's like this. The circle touches the front of the head, and then 4 quadrants. So the first section we're going to start with is the back, actually, because we want to bump the developer as we go up. So with this back section here, we're going to do diagonal backwards partings, and we're going to do 3 blondes to every, okay, we're going to do 3 slices of blonde to 2 slices of dark. What we're going to do around the perimeter is put a very thin veil of dark, because our natural is between a 1 and a 2. It's almost a 1, which I know not many people have a natural one. Her hair is so starkly dark that you're really going to see that regrowth come through. So I'm going to start with a really thin foil like this. Diagonal, just to put a little veil. So this is the 3rd slice of blonde. So you can see some of her hair has pre-existing blonde. I'm painting right up to that, and I'm leaving that outside of the foil, and then at the very end, when we take it out, we can add some lightener to it just to give it that little bump. So this is about 2 slices worth of dark. All I'm going to do is paint it on the regrowth and pull it down so that I won't have to disturb the foils when I go, and I can just color the ends all at once together at the end. So now we're going to continue the same pattern, 3 slices of blonde, 2 slices worth of brown, blah, 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 all the way up. And then on the opposite quadrant, we're going to do it, we're always going to do it diagonal back, like that. And same thing with the front quadrants, diagonal back. And like this here. And then we'll be back once the whole bottom of the head is foiled. So here we have the first section done. You can see how we laid this foil, just says the diagonal back. This is a blonde. So I'm going to do 2 more blondes. Again, diagonal back. And again, leave the really blonde ends out, like that. And this here, you can see how thick it is, about a double slice of brown. And then again, we're going to continue this all the way up the head. So here are the 3 foils of blonde. You can see that I did not fold the side with the blonde ends down so that it doesn't accidentally get darkened when I layer over this next section of dark. And again, we're going to continue this diagonal back foiling pattern up to here, and then mirror it on the other side. So here we have the bottom all done. Nice and tight sections. So the top part we're going to do like a pinwheel, and obviously not everything can touch the center because there's less hair in the center than there is on the outside. So we're going to do a shorter foil, a medium foil, and then a longer foil that's going to touch the center, and then that's what we're going to do to rotate all the way around. We're going to start right here in the front. So good way to start is first just to find the centers, then you'll know where the longest foil needs to go to. So that looks pretty good. Tilt forward, please. There you go. And I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit like that. Perfect. And I'm actually just going to clip away the back section for now. So I want to start on the front, but we're going to start off to the side because as you foil, the foils are going to lay over top. The easiest way to start is to start with the longest foil first, which is the one that's going to touch the center. And then your adjacent foils can be a medium length and a shorter length that sit on top. And that way you can know exactly how you're piling it. And it's going to be a long one, medium, short. Long one, medium, short. So here's the first foil. And the line is on a little bit of an angle so that we can create a pie shape. Like that. So the next foil you can see doesn't go all the way up to the center. So now for the next pie, we don't need to foil, but we want to make this pie a little bit smaller to keep that same ratio of dark to light. So about the equivalent of 2 foil lengths. So just going to be like a little one like that. And keep it dark. And then we're back to the long foil that hits the center. And then again, it's going to be medium, small, 2 sections worth of dark, and then the same pattern till the whole pinwheel is complete. So here I can just group these ends all together because I already painted the roots. That way I don't have to really disturb the foils while I'm doing the ends. So here's the pinwheel all done. You can see how each foil lays on the one right before it. And the ends are also all covered. Beautiful. So here it is, all done, phase 1. It's been about 4.5 hours or so. You can see how nice the placement is. It's still kind of that canary yellow because we did have to bleach out some color, so we're going to have to do this whole thing again, but right now it's like 10 o'clock at night, so we're going to do it tomorrow. Actually, you can see nice chunks of colors and no stripes anywhere. It's beautiful. So we're actually just going to do the exact same thing tomorrow without the brown, of course. We're just going to refoil all the blonde, which we won't bore you with, so we will be back once it is all rinsed before the toner.
And check this out. You can see with the pinwheel pattern, it's great because it really diffuses all the color. Every way that I part the hair, the chunkiness looks a little bit different.
Beautiful. And this is going to look this way. Anyway, let me move the hair. There.
Stay tuned for the finished product.
See you tomorrow. So here we are, day 2, phase 1 complete. This is it dried with no toner. You can see those nice canary yellow pieces. That is from the pre-existing color that she had before. So now what we're going to do is do the exact same color all over again. We're just doing the blonde to get it to a level 9 or 10. We're actually going to put a little tiny veil of dark just right in the front too, because then it won't have those stripiness, that stripiness when she pulls it back.
So then it'll look like this when we pull it back on the sides, where we have no big chunked lines or anything like that.
Okay, we'll be back after it's washed before the toner. Okay, so here we have it all sectioned out. We tried our best to keep the horseshoe and all of the sectioning exactly the same. We are using 2 different types of lightener, one with a little bit of a lower developer because our ends are already lighter, but we can see here, we really could leave the ends, but you can see there's a little bit of a shadow, so it wouldn't look perfect, so we are going to lighten them with a little bit of a less developer. So what we're doing now is the veil of brown. You have 2 options. Either one, you can put one here and one here if you want more brown showing, but we want to see a really heavy blonde effect. So we're just going to put one right in the middle of the center, and that'll be enough to create a veil to mask any stripiness that is there. There. And you can see the bottom, just give you a quick preview. It's all done, nice and tight. The black is hanging out. So we're going to go through and start foiling the top in the same section and area that we did yesterday so that the foils lay exactly as they are.
Here are all the foils applied in the hair. So it looks fairly similar to how they did yesterday, actually exactly the same, except there's no color in between. You can check out the pinwheel. All the foils now are falling over top of the other to create this circle at the top. And now we're ready to wash out.
So now we have our color all washed out. You can see it's pretty nice. There's a little bit of yellowy tinge, but nothing too bad. So what we're gonna mix it with is actually from the Matrix line. It is 9P. So it's pearl. Pearl is great to give that nice icy finish. If the hair is overly yellow, it doesn't cut enough of that brass. So with her hair, actually, it's gonna be fine. So if you have anyone that's really brassy, you might wanna use an ash or a violet base color. And I mixed it in their demi line. I've also let the bowl sit here as we were drying her hair so that some of the excess ammonia could evaporate to make it a real true demi. And so I'm just going to apply it on her roots. And then at the ends on her ends. And then we'll show you what it looks like at the end.
Here is the toner all applied in my hair. Finally ready to wash out after hours and hours and hours of work. Stay tuned.
So here's her hair all done. Nice and ashy and nice and chunky. Look at it. So when we run our hands through it, it's nice and diffused no matter which way you look. Nice big bands of color. Not stripy anywhere because we put those darker veils.
So this is an awesome way to do these highlights because if you look every which way, we have those chunks of color. But again, like, yeah, it doesn't look like racing stripes. So here we are 10 hours in and
finally done. So if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment below. Subscribe to our channel because we do release new videos every Friday.
If you guys want a complete cheat sheet, how-to guide of how we did the color step by step with all the processes and all the formulas, go to this link right here. Put your email in and we will send you it.
Bye.
Bye.